It's weird just seeing my face. Hi. I'm just making sure everything is good and okay. Let me know if you can hear the music as well and that everything sounds good and great. I have my own personal music in the back that I'm hoping is not getting picked up, which would be hilarious if it was, but then we'd get copyrighted and that would be really awkward and really bad. Anyways, welcome. My name is An, also known as Aundawyn, and welcome to Roll Day 5. I am Director Producer here, and you'll see several times this month a single face from the Roll Day 5 team. That's because we are doing some solo showcases, and I feel I'm used to being with other people, so being here by myself, I feel alone. I feel kind of alone, which is probably intentional. So let's talk a little bit about the game that we are supposed to be playing. The game that we are going to play is a game called Chronon Chamber. You must survive 24 hours to be rescued, but the Time Eaters are sabotaging the station, hunting you and messing with time. But after seeing the experiments, you know how to use Chronons to your advantage. Will you survive long enough to be rescued? So I think we should take bets. How long till I die? Because I personally don't see my roles and other things being good enough to where I will survive. So let me know how long you think it's gonna take for me to die. And I won't be offended by your choices, obviously. Okay, let's get started here. I did add a screen that is above all of my stuff, so you see me looking up into like the ether or like the heavens, like it's because I'm looking at the dice that are being rolled up there, which you'll see here. So like dice will be rolled so you can see, because I couldn't set up physical dice to be rolled. So hopefully these will work. Okay, Chronon Chamber. So this is by Dennis Fleming, Spunky Taylor, Sphinx, and Jonas. I love these people. They are fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to how this is going to turn out. So we're going to read a little bit more. We're going to kind of go top to bottom as it goes. The link as well, to the itch page for the game. This is free to download. So please do it. Please support our friends and indie creators, because that's what we're here for. And if you're new here and you have no idea who I am, let me put myself in the comments. I put my nickname, Aundawyn, my full name, my full legal name, Aundawyn. Anyways, I was about to make some jokes about people with just one name. I'm going to be making jokes to myself. This is great. Okay. Little is known about Chronons, time particles, except that they are dangerous. They have world-altering potential, so all experiments with Chronons must take place here on the space station, away from any planet's surface. Terrifying. And you'll notice this creepy, lovely little creature. Oh wait, that things are mirrored. On this side is art directly from the game. And I had to put it in there because I'm like, this is going to be fucking sick. Okay. Station roles. That's going to be the first thing we do. So let's see. Station roles is chef, mechanic, guard, and stowaway. This is going to be fun. Okay, let's see who we're going to be. So this is going to be a D4. No, go away. I don't want you. There we go. Number 1, which is chef, chemistry / engineering. I should be writing this stuff down, shouldn't I? I'll do that. Okay, chef. So we got chem, engineering. Okay. And then we have items. We're gonna roll a d12 for items. So when we need them, this is what they're gonna be: med pack, toolkit, biology kit, duct tape, Laser pistol. Oh, please, let's get the laser pistol. Cloaking device, metal pipe, stimulants, fuzzy socks, 1 Chronon. Okay. 2 Chronons, and that's... Oh, so there's 2 Chronons. 1 Chronon, 1 Chronon, 2 Chronons. One just has some additional things to it. Okay. Let me make sure. Let me look up into the heavens once again, because my space ambiance music stopped working. There we go. Let's get that back up. Yeah, let's do the 3-hour version. Okay. Ambient space music. Okay. Oh, hey, look at Google Meets. Are you still there? You're the only one here, so this will call an end. We'll end at 2 minutes. Wow, Google Meets, way to tell me I'm alone. Which I am in space, so I am alone. Okay, hour 1. First 4 hours character creation. Hour 1, roll for your station roll. We just did that. We're gonna be chef, which is chem and engineering. 2, roll for your starting item. You will receive it from another companion. Describe them. So I want to include you guys as well. So there is going to be another companion here. Tell me what their name should be. Tell me what their name should be. And I'll begin rolling an item, which is a D12. Looking up into the heavens. D12. Bright red. 9. Okay. Fuzzy socks, which sounds like it's going to help with stealth. So, fuzzy socks. Stealth. Okay, good. Good, good. Okay, any names? If not, I'm going to fantasynamegenerator.com. Because I will. You know I will. Okay, fantasy name generator. Let's see. No, I don't want real names. Druid Groves. That's a place. Let's see. One of the first names that came up was Micah. So we're going to do Micah. And it's going to be relatively similar to Mika, which is hilarious. So let's do a description for Micah, who's going to give this to us. And let's see. Is there anything that talks about... working on the Chronon Chamber with the final companion. Okay, which is this person that we're working with. So hour 3, working on the Chronon Chamber. Okay. Solo TTRPGs are not my strongest suit, so I'm doing my best with what I got. Let me move the microphone. There we go. Okay. We're gonna do Micah. And we're going to have them have, let's see, long black hair, short king, so we love a short king, kind blue eyes, and a strong and silent type. I don't know, it just kind of came to me. Okay, working on the Chronon Chamber with the final companion. Describe them and the experiment. Let's see. What kind of experiment should we be working on in regards to time? Okay, time particles. I think probably the experiment will probably start relatively small. I think one of the classic things is like, because I think we'll be working on something bigger, but to start we want to do something small, kind of like the classic like the apple that you're turning back into time and it like slowly gets eaten and then you bring it forward and it is uneaten. So I think that's kind of where we are going to start. It's just small, and I have a feeling things are going to get out of control very, very quickly. So that's going to be the experiment, and that is Micah. Hour 4. You receive a warning from Mission Control that there's a flux in the Chronon Chamber. You're in the room while the captain deals with the situation. Who is the captain? How do they deal with it? Okay, so we have another person. Let's figure out their name. Let's see here. Other names. Let's do... Ooh, battle names. Oh no. Let's call them Jane. I don't know why that name has come to me, but it has. So Jane is going to be our captain. All right. Jane is our captain. So while we're sitting there just doing like these small experiments, trying to figure out, you know, these like tiny things to make time expand. If we start smaller and work our way bigger, it feels more controlled. But Jane is standing there, you know, kind of just overlooking the situation as normal, you know, just to see how it's going. It piques her curiosity. When there's a noise, because she's carrying a phone with her, and the noise itself is one of panic. It's almost like the emergency phone in like when they show like government facilities, that one red phone is starting to blink lights. But this one has a very particular high pitch ring to it. And that only rings when there is a problem. So we're in the control room. Jane receives this call. There is a flux in the Chronon Chamber. What that exactly means, I think we're gonna have to find out. But Jane gets this emergency call, notification, warning, and goes to figure out what is going on. They silently walk off and try to figure it out. The countdown. Hour 5. The Chronons have attracted time eaters, and they destroy the chamber. Your captain and most of your crew are dead and missing. Let's start there first and start describing that scene, and then we'll move on to the last bits of Hour 5. Everything is calm. It's really nice when there is a calm day. But Micah decides that it's a great time to play a prank. And this is moments before the call is received. And looks over to us, which is Sam, and says, "It's a quiet day, isn't it?" Sam looks over with this glaring stare, like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And as if it wasn't, like, the calmness around felt good, suddenly there is a different kind of silence. One that feels stagnant, and you can feel several eyes. I say you as if I'm talking to you as the player, as like a player. The others working with you are staring at Micah like, you know this isn't something you should say, because it's going to invite the wrong kind of chaos, the wrong kind of problems, but Micah doesn't seem to care. That's when the warning on the phone goes off. That's when Captain Jane leaves. And it's maybe about 2 minutes of trying to adjust the vibes of the whole room. But by the time everybody is feeling okay and goes back to normal with their small little experiments, just doing like little tiny things, it's a prismatic light begins blinding almost the entire room. Sam is the only one that they can feel around them. Everybody else is gone. No one else is there anymore. Almost as if maybe they were never there to begin with. It feels odd. It feels very, very odd. The station itself is a really shiny white. There's one big window that shows outwards to space and the galaxy and the stars. And that prismatic light that came through, which signified the destroying of the chamber, almost took the colors from the galaxy itself, pulled it away with the prismatic light, and it's just stars outside. There's nothing else besides stars anymore. You receive one last mission from Mission Control that the extraction team will arrive in 20 hours. It's a simple message bloop, that pops up on the I just realized that the dice itself wasn't showing up anymore when I was rolling stuff. 1 second, let me see if I can fix it. I just realized I was not doing what I wanted it to do. Why are you not doing that? Window capture dice. We may just have to adjust slightly. Roll dice, Google search. There we go. We'll make it work. There we go. Not sure why it decided to be ridiculous, but you know. Here we are. Let's move this here. That there. Good enough. Let's test it real quick. There we go. Now you can see what'll be happening. Weird, but okay. So it's a notification just on the work computer. It goes off, giving this little notification saying, hey, oh no, you have 20 hours until the extraction team arrives. Arise? This isn't solo leveling. Till they arrive. Close enough. Okay, so there are 20 hours left. All right. So, actually, you know what? Instead of the dice, maybe I should show more of the game itself. Let me change it a little bit. 1 second. Then you can see those a little bit more, and then you'll just kind of have to trust my dice rolls. Where did dice go? There we go. Let's change dice to Chronon Chamber. Let me adjust this. Whoopsie daisy. Slightly. Okay. There's a couple more of the hours. So we'll leave that there. I'm getting picky about what things look like. I should stop that. Okay. So we are now on the countdown. Let's see here. Problem. Starting problem die is a D8, and we're going to look at starting problem die D8. Engineering, take an action. At 0 hours, the station implodes in a time vortex. How nice. Okay. Let's look at events. Hold on. I'm going to adjust this so you can see more of the screen itself. And I'll move my face around. I'm so sorry. We're just gonna move it around so you can see the rest of the screen. Or at least the rest of the pages. And I can make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. That'll work. Now you can see things. Yeah, I like that more. Now you can see the rest of the pages. Okay. Let's see here. Starting problem die D8. Okay, so that must mean an event. So the actions we have to choose from are tick any problem, +2 and +1 for each tag you have on an item or a companion that matches the problem's tag. Search, roll on the items table, or do nothing. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little confused by what it means. Chronon Chamber, starting problem die 8. I'm not exactly sure what that means. We'll go back to that because I'm not sure what it means by problem. Hours 6 through 24, at the start of each hour, roll the event table. So we're just going to go forward to that. Okay, so that's going to be a d20. And I'm just going to roll my own d20. Oh, cool. That's a natural 1. Okay. So the natural 1 that it's showing at the bottom, I wish I could scroll a bit farther to show you. I don't think I can go very far to show you the 1. 5, 4, 3, 2. I cannot get down to the 1. But it says, problem, escape the time eaters. The time eaters are coming. Hide. Starting problem die 1, stealth. So I do have stealth, so I assume I roll for stealth. Starting problem die 1, stealth. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to talk to Dennis and the others about what exactly problem means, because that's the only thing I am confused about is what exactly it means by problem 1. I'm not sure what exactly that means, and I feel like it might be something obvious that for some reason I can't see it. So Dennis, if you're here, or any of the others who wrote the game, let me know. Okay. I think I just probably am about to die. Okay, I guess that's hours because this is the problem die resets to 3, but it started at 8. Problem die resets to 3. Station. Yeah, I'm not sure what problem die actually is or how. There we go. It's under hours 6 to 24. You can use dice to track the hours of each problem, kind of. At the beginning of hours 12, 10, 8, 6, and 4, change the event die to match the hour. But it starts at 8, but we have 20 hours till. So why doesn't it start with a d20? To match the hour example, 12 and 11, roll a d12. At 10 hours, a 10 and a 9, roll a d10, etc. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. All right. So now that we're fucked, because the counter is now at a... The problem die counter is now at a 1. So we have the 3 actions: fixed, search, or do nothing. We need to hide. That's literally it. That's all we have to do is fucking hide. Okay. Let's hide. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay, sorry. Problem escape the time eaters. Combat. Anytime you have combat, I don't think this is considered combat. Oh, never mind. The time eaters roll, but we're not. We're hiding. So what do we roll to hide? because we have the roles. Roll for your starting item and how you interact with one companion in the 3 roles. I've read over the game too, and I'm not, and I guess now that I'm in it, I'm like, okay, what exactly does everything totally mean? I'm actually gonna message Dennis right now and ask, because I was messaging him about it. How do I roll for my class? I need to hide, but I am not sure what to roll or how I actually hide from the Time Eaters. So just for right now, I'm going to roll again to see if we can figure it out a different way. So we're going to roll again until I figure out exactly what that other one means. So we're going to roll a d20, and the counter is still at, we're going to put it back to an 8. Okay, so Sam got the message. It's 20 minutes. Okay, now what do I do? I just rolled a 20, which means find the chef or one item. I am the chef. So we're going to find an item. So we're going to roll a d12 to see what item we're going to get, because we are who we are. I have a d12 up here. Roll. Okay, so that's a 6. Oh, we found a cloaking device. Okay, that's totally great. So if we need to hide, we can use that. So we found a cloaking device. Okay. It's probably something that Sam finds by truly accident. If they're not there to really do a whole much other than really just like engineering, those kinds of things, they wouldn't have a need for a cloaking device. So she probably thought it was something else, grabs it, uses it, and suddenly they're invisible. They click the button again and they come back. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. I guess that's how that works. Because there's nobody else around. You can't really ask anybody. So the anxiety is rising a little bit, realizing something probably happened with them in regards to literally time. An experiment gone wrong. It's a little odd as to why the Chronon Chamber actually imploded. Okay, so we're gonna change. We started at 8. And then we're gonna go down from an 8 to a 6, which means we're gonna have a d6 to roll when we do a problem. I think I'm getting it now. But this is why I like to do this on stream too, so then if anybody is like experiencing the game for the first time, we're doing it together. Because your questions might be the same ones that I do, which is all the time. And I have only ever played one other solo TTRPG, so it's a good learning, forcing me to learn new thing. I know how to speak. Okay, great. So from here, also, can you guys hear the music? There's supposed to be music, but I don't know if it's actually being heard. So let me know if you don't hear it, and I will turn it. Oh, as I just smack my entire setup. The space station. Anyways. Okay, so now we're gonna roll again. We're gonna roll another d20 for the event tracker. Now the time has gone down a little bit. Let's see what happens next. Rolled a 13. Oh, look, combat. We're gonna learn about combat, which is, you know, my favorite thing in the entire world. That was sarcasm. Anytime you have combat, the Time Eaters roll 3d8, or 3d6, and you roll 1d6. They roll 3 and I roll 1. Add a d6 for each companion or item marked combat, which is a 0. The winner is the one with the higher total. If you lose, roll the station roll table. The resulting party member gets injured. Well, we haven't found anybody yet, so we're going to kind of ignore that part. The Time Eaters, if that member of your party is not in your party, the Time Eaters steal one item at random. If that party member is not in your party and you have no items, you are injured. If you win, you gain one item. You win ties. Okay. So if it's just me and there are no companions, and I only have one item. Okay, no, I do have two items. I have two. I have the fuzzy socks, and I have the cloaking device. So I have a... What if... Do I have to do combat if I have the cloaking device? Can I just turn invisible and run away? Do I have to do combat? Because Sam is an engineer, probably has never fought in her life. Tell me what you guys think. Should I? Okay, I'll do the combat because you're supposed to do the combat, but I just want to notate it. I tried to get out of it. So I'm going to go with the previous description of these prismatic lights. So in this particular game, the Time Eaters are prismatic beings. They look like these, obviously, like these shadows and creepy silhouettes, but they're made out of this prismatic light that, like, the image over there kind of looks like the moon or stars and other things. Those are reflecting the light that they stole from the galaxy outside. Let's see. We'll say it's more like a 1v1 at this point with the Time Eaters. So they roll. I'm gonna lose. There is no way Sam with... Sorry, I'm looking up at the dice, and that looks really weird. I've never seen myself, like, looking up like that. There is no way that I'm going to be able to beat 3d6. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, so the total was 13 for the Time Eaters, and 5 for myself. So since it is a loss, if you lose, roll on the station roll table. Okay. Roll on the station roll table. The resulting party member... Oh, the resulting party member gets injured. Okay, let's figure out who that was. We're going to roll... You know, I'm going to move this so it's easier for me to get it. And we're going to get that away. Whoever this is going to be. So it's going to be a D4. And that's a 2. That would have been so funny if I rolled a 1 and it was like, oh, look, another engine, like somebody else who does engineering. Or like it would just be like myself, like, oh no, I've been dramatically injured. So that person was the mechanic. Oh, another engineer. But they do combat too, so. All right, they get injured. We did not have a name for this person either. So let's give them a name. So this was the mechanic. So mechanic, we're gonna name him Mark because M. I'm not great with names. I'm really not. So the mechanic's name is Mark. And they got injured. If they're already injured, they die. Okay. They're not dead. So that's good. If the party member is not in your party, the Time Eater still one item at random. Okay. They're technically not in my party. So I get an item taken away from me. So I'm going to just flip a coin. And we're gonna have that, come on. Okay, so it was a 1, which is the first item, which are my fuzzy socks, which help with stealth. So I no longer have fuzzy socks. They stole them from me. Blink and they're gone. Mark has been injured. Probably one of the more severe injuries is like, you know, getting your leg stabbed. You know, like something happened to where the implosion of the chamber injured his leg. And Sam is realizing this means that not everybody will have been affected by the Time Eaters, that there are more people there. So they reunite. There's not much that they can say to each other than, what the fuck? And we're now down to hour 6. So we're going to roll another event die to see what happens. That's a 19. Oh, look, find the mechanic or one item. We're going to find an item. Please let it be the fuzzy socks. Please. Okay. We're going to roll a d12 for another item. And that is a 3. A biology kit. Okay. So Mark and Sam are going almost as if they're like handcuffed to each other, really close together, room to room, to see if there's anybody else besides them. My earring is driving me crazy. To see if they can find anybody else. There is nobody else in the chem, like the biology, like room itself. But they do just find a kit, and you know what? Whatever you can find is what you can find. It's in a box, like with a handle. Maybe you can swing it at them, and it'll do something. They don't know. This is a first encounter for them. So we found the biology kit, which is good for chem. So since I am part of chemistry, I can probably turn it into something. That'll be interesting to discover, is what I could do with it. Okay. They kept going room to room, a little bit more frantically because the hours keep dwindling. They keep going. Okay. Problem die was at 8, and now the problem die is at 6, and now it's at 4. And we have 16 hours to go, if I calculated that correctly. Okay. Let's see what we can do with our problems. So this is now we're now at hours. Oh, I did the hours thing wrong. So now we're at 16 hours. Wait. Change the event die to match the hour. Hours 12 and 11, roll a d12. Okay. So we'll probably still roll a d20 for the problem then. Okay. Let's roll for another event. That's a 17. Find the stowaway or one item. We keep finding the things or the items. I mean, that means it's another hour past, so that's good. Okay, let me write a few things down. Okay, I'm gonna make some notes. Okay. So we're gonna find the stowaway. Oh, how fun. Okay, finding a stowaway. You know, we're gonna go with like the really weird or bad names for the characters that we find. So the stowaway, their name is Nancy. Because I don't know why. I don't know why. So where would they find a stowaway on a spaceship? One that you've been on for a while and had to travel to space for. Where the hell would you find a stowaway? I guess I guess, in storage. I feel like that's the most logical solution for that problem. So they go into the storage room, turn the lights on, almost afraid that there's going to be more time eaters. There's nothing there except for this stowaway who kind of peeks out, has some raggedy hair, looks disheveled, confused, gives them their name, Nancy. They realize that they're a stowaway, but it doesn't matter at this point. Who they are, how they got there, all that matters is they're alive and they're there together. So, now we have the mechanic, the stowaway, and ourselves. So there's those three. And now we're going to turn the hour down to, let's see, 16, 15? I think we're actually supposed to really be at, I think it's been 5 hours, so 14, or sorry, 15. Okay. Dennis messaged me back. Cool. When we get that again. So when I was talking earlier about how do I roll for the class, if I need to hide, what do I actually do? I said you fix in the same way you could any problem. The tag is stealth. 1d4 for your class / station or roll. Okay, cool. So now we know that for when that happens again. I have a feeling that, you know, since we're at 15, we're going to roll a d10 for that when we come up next for problems. Change the event die to match the hour. Okay. We're going to keep doing an event per hour, basically. Kind of dwindling down the hours till we know what to do. Okay, that was a 2. Can you guys see the 2? No? Here. Let me do this for you. 2. Problem. Life support failure. It's getting colder and harder to breathe. At 0 hours, you suffocate and freeze. Starting problem dies 4. Engineering. Okay. So, did you guys end up taking bets as to when I was probably gonna die? Because I think that's about to happen. So that probably takes us down another hour. Oh gosh. Unless we can actually get out. Okay. It's getting colder and harder to breathe. They probably all 3 of them feel it at once. It's almost like the dimming of life. Literally. It's getting colder. They're probably unrolling their sleeves from having to run around and getting kind of hot, sweaty, trying to run around, find other people. So do you give yourself the how do I want to do this? I have a feeling I'm probably going to, and I'm gonna have to describe suffocating, which is one of my biggest fears. Anyways. Starting problem die D4 engineering. Okay, so do I have any other? Okay, I think I did something. Okay, we have the mechanic though. We have the mechanic, which means we can roll for their engineering to see if we can fix it. That's the vibe I'm getting. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna do the fix it. Take any problem +1/+2 for each tag you have on an item or companion that matches the problem's tag. I think that just means a +1 because we have the mechanic, which is engineering. Engineering. We don't have duct tape. We don't have toolkit. We only have biology. We had fuzzy socks, which actually wouldn't help us here anyways. But it doesn't matter. Okay. All 3 of them take off to the life support room as Mark tells them something has gone horribly wrong. And we need to fix it immediately. So we're going to go and try to fix it. And you know what? For funsies, we're going to use the chat here. And I'm going to roll in the stream chat for the number of this. So we're going to roll 1d4, but it's going to be +1. Okay, I rolled a 3, which is a 4. That feels like it fixed it. I feel like that is a fix, or at least a temporary one. It takes, I'm gonna do like my own discretion. I'm gonna say life support is complicated. And you have one person here who is a stowaway who doesn't know jack shit. You have another one, which is Sam, me, who does engineering. Oh, wait. We could have had a +2 because I do engineering too. So it's a +2, so technically that's a 6. So because you have 2 people who know what they're doing, unlike me, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna say it takes 2 hours to patch up the device for life support. Whatever was going on, there's steam coming from weird places, there's sounds whirring, things breaking down, but it's been patched up enough to give them a few more hours. So I'm gonna give it like 2 hours. So we're gonna go down to 13 hours left because that took some time to fix, and we won't die at 0 hours instead of getting rescued. Yay! What is this with my hair? Looks like I've got horns. What are you doing? Whatever. It gives character. Cool. Okay. Let's have some more fun rolling for events. Okay. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I did math wrong because we did the first 5 hours, so we weren't on first 5 hours. Nope. Yep. Ignore everything I just said. I did math right. Okay. So that event was 10. No! Now we're going to have to roll engineering again. Problem. Unstable core. Power core. Instability threatens to tear this station apart. The moment they feel safe, knowing that they have some time left. Yeah, math strikes again. It always strikes again. I'm not a math gay. The moment that they feel safe and look at each other with, whew, look at what we just did. There is a snap coming from the core room. These poor engineers look at each other with what was once happiness, now complete distraught, as they pull Jane, the stowaway, by the hand and run off to the core room to see what they can do to fix it. Okay. Starting problem die is a 6. So with a... Okay. Problems tick... Oh. At the end of hours to extraction, all problems tick to -1. If no problems have ticked to 0 by the end of the 24 hours, you're saved. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't change the... Oh, no, I did not change the event die to match the hours. Whoops. Oh, no, wait, no, I did, because I rolled a d12 and got a 10. Okay, we're gonna fix. So it's gonna be a +2 on a D6. Let's see what we can get with a +2. I'm gonna give you one guess as to what I rolled. If you guessed a 1, that would be correct. Problem die is a 6. D6. Okay. 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 Lovely. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay. What are they gonna do now? I'm gonna read the hour 6 to 24 again to make sure that there's not like something I'm missing that could save my life. Or I guess their lives too, because you know that's important or whatever. Spend the hour searching for an item or fixing a problem, which we're doing right now. But I'm gonna give it additional hours because it feels like this is a... I'm giving it the 1 hour because I did the 2 last time. So that goes down an hour to 12. Hi, Reggie. My cat is gonna make an appearance, probably. If no problems... Okay. At the end of the hour, the hours to extraction and all problems tick to -1. If no problems have ticked to 0... Oh, no. We're getting really close, I think. No, we were kind of successful in that last one. You can use the dice to track hours on each problem. Okay. Wait. Okay, so technically I fixed it then. I think that how could... Can't... So does that mean... So can... How do you fail at fixing a problem / event? I'm gonna see if that has to do with the die itself, because if so, I for sure fucking failed. So we'll kind of leave that as if they thought that they have fixed it for now until I hear back from one of the game creators to see if it really did fix or if we failed. So they patch it up as best as they can. It takes that hour. We see what's gonna happen. Will it continue? Will it not? We'll find out. Okay, so now we're gonna keep rolling at D12. Fucking hell! I rolled a nat 1. Okay, so we're back to this problem. The time meters escape the time meters. The time meters are coming. Hide. Starting problem die 1. Stealth. So the problem die... Okay. So it's going to be 1d6. So they said you can fix it the same way you would any problem. This tag is stealth. None of the people that are with me, I don't think have... Yes. The stowaway does have some stealth. 1d4 for your class/station rolls, so that's gonna be 1d6. Okay. I love this. I love fighting for my life. I hope you guys do too. Okay. Ugh. Oh, wait. Yeah, starting problem die is 8. So we're still good. So basically this means we're being hunted. Basically means we're being hunted. And only one of us has stealth. At 0 hours combat, the problem die resets to 3. How many problems have we had so far? This is the 3rd problem? Fuck. Oh no. That means we've gone down again. So that's gonna, so the problem die is at, oh no. Problem die is a 5. Does that mean I can roll a D5? We'd love a chase. I know. Can you see, like, I'm getting stressed and now I'm, like, going further and further down into my chair? So I'm gonna sit back up again because I was getting stressed. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we can't technically fail a problem. You don't. You always succeed, but you can only fix one problem each hour. Okay, which is fine. We did have 2 problems technically back to back, but we did take an hour to fix them. I'm gonna count that as okay for now. Hi, Reggie. So I'm gonna count that as okay for now. All right. Okay. So starting problem die. Starting. Oh, the problem die. Oh, wait. Wait. Core's unstable. Okay, the die was at a 6. So we are okay with the problem die because it was at a 6. It's at a 1. Shit, the problem die is at a 1. We might be fucked. Yay. At 0 hours combat, the problem die resets to 3. So we just keep going. So it's gonna take an hour to hide. The stowaway, Jane has probably been keeping an eye out this whole time to figure out where to go to, if they need to, escape these other 2, Sam and Mark. If they need to escape them. They hear and see these creepy yet beautiful ethereal beings, these time eaters, coming to get them. But they get lucky running from what they can do. And Jane takes them to a closet. It's not like the other rooms' closets where they're kind of like a curtain that you can close back and forth. This one is more like a storage closet to where it has a metal door that shuts. And Jane sits there like this and puts their hands over Sam and Mark's mouths to stop them from speaking and maybe even breathing at this point. They wait that amount of time and nothing happens. So the event die is currently at a 1. Love this for us. Okay, let's go back up to these rules here. Okay, you're going to use dice to track at the beginning. Change the event die to match the hour. So now we're at hour 10. Which took an hour. Let's roll that D10. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I'm gonna put this down a little bit so you can see a little bit more because we've hit another select pack problems equal bad. I'm messaging the creators still to make sure I don't fuck anything up because I keep getting problems back to back. I'll do combat again. I will do combat again, but the problem is that I keep getting problems. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So he says, I said, so back to back problems equal bad. And he just says, yes. Everything is fine for each problem until you roll it for the first time. Okay, good. So we've been rolling different problems. Okay, good. They're all different problems so far. Okay. We're okay for now. The issue is if... Oh, no. The issue is if we roll the same problem multiple times. Which thankfully we haven't done yet, and they're all different problems. So I'm really happy to report to everybody that we're now hallucinating. A pipe burst releasing hallucinogenics into the air. I have a question for whoever built this station. Why are there hallucinogenics with the possibility that if a pipe bursts, everybody's gonna start group hallucinating together? Who built this fucking thing? I'm good. Who built this thing, Dennis, Taylor, Sphinx, and Jonas? Who built this? Because that's ridiculous. Okay. I'm gonna message the creator real quick. Give me just a second. Okay. I meant to say yikes to them, but instead I said yikels. Yikels. Okay. Oh! No, I think we did die. Oh, no, I think we did die because our problem died. Oh my gosh. Also, Dennis says it's okay that I'm not doing the rules totally correctly, because they're gonna start getting clearer as more people play. The problem die was at a 1. And we just hit another problem, which means, okay. In my interpretation, this means all of the problems we've had. Hi, Dennis. So Dennis, I have had almost all the problems you can have. I've had escape the time eaters, life support failure, core unstable, and now hallucinating. But the problem die was at a 1 because most recently we had escape the time eaters. But now that we've had an additional problem, that means all of those problems, or at least the one we're on now, is unfixable and we've died. Am I understanding that correctly? Did I not survive? Yes, holy shit indeed. Back to back problems. We had combat once. We did find the stowaway, the mechanic. That's it. So I'm going to assume that means I've died because now that is the problem, the final problem, and the problem die was at a 1. I'm going to assume that means that I've died. Any problems hitting 0 kill you except the time eater's finding. Okay. Dude, so any problems hitting? Yeah, this kills us. I hate this. I hate this. Okay. So the problem that we have most recently just had. Let me adjust this slightly so we can get a little bit more of what killed us. Here we go. Which is number 5. A pipe bursts, releasing hallucinogenics into the air. Content warning. Death, the descriptions of death. Space. Death. So if you do not want to hear anything along those lines, I do not fault you at all for leaving or muting the stream. Yeah, basically ODing. Yeah, that's a great way to put that, because I'm gonna have a little too much fun with this, and that sounds really weird. I'm gonna just type this out for chat too, just in case anybody is listening with just like CW, death, OD, hallucinations, etc. I spelled hallucinations with way too many L's, and that's okay. All right. We have Nancy the stowaway. We have Mark, who are you, Mark? The mechanic. And we have Sam, the chef. Chief? Chef. Whatever. I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. They just barely escaped the Time Eaters. They are in a storage closet when they hear another really loud snap. This is not a normal, like, something cracked. Oh, look. Thanks, Google Meets, for telling me I'm alone. Stop it. I'm not alone. I have viewers. This snap is one that is so sharp and loud that it almost just drills into your head, makes your eyes hurt. As the two engineers, Sam and Mark, look at each other with almost a knowing glance, but not talking to Jane about it. They know that sound meant something very, very bad. Even though the things before this were also very bad, this was a different kind of bad. One that they just know in their hearts they can't fix. Because suddenly they start... There's a, like, mist type smoke that is coming through the vents or the slats in the storage closet. And it smells really sweet. Unusually sweet, almost nauseatingly sweet. And Jane looks between both of them, and with little to no words described between all of them, Jane can see in both of their eyes that there's not going to be a way out of this one. Not only are they not convinced that the Time Eaters are not just sitting quietly outside of this room, this storage closet, but the smell is sweetly enticing of death. Then things start to look weird. And not in like a funny haha weird where, you know, somebody's eyes are getting bigger than the other, their mouth is doing something silly. It's more like hallucinations of horror and fear. Each other's eyes have gone black. Maybe more hollow. There are almost lightning streaks starting to grow across Mark's face. Jane looks to the other side at Sam, who suddenly has some horns, some fangs. Jane looks down at her own hands and sees almost like her hands melting or disappearing, but they're starting to not be there anymore. As they all continue to look at each other, whose bodies are shifting and changing in a monstrosity way, they are not only feeling fear, but it's a type of feeling fear that grows in intensity when they look at themselves. It's really scary seeing somebody else that you had been traveling with, surviving with for several hours, turning into something made of nightmares. But seeing it happen to yourself is something that you could not come back from, as they all embrace whatever is happening and cease. Whether they died from the oxygen failure, life support failure that they had, did the time eaters find them? Maybe? Did the core implode? Or did they die of fear, seeing themselves and their companions turned into something else? They'll never know. They don't exist anymore. At the end of the several hours, the rescue team comes into the space station, and they are obviously all decked out in masks, spacesuits. They don't know what they're gonna find. It takes a long time, but they find them in the closet with eyes wide open, mouth slightly ajar, as if they've seen something horrifying that they probably could never explain. Routine tests are done to see what happened. Why did the Chronon Chamber implode? Why did such and such happen? There's not really an answer that they could necessarily find, but they do know that the hallucinogenics were the thing that took them out. And now it's time for them to start all over again. Create another chamber, hire more people, and start the test all over again. And who knows what is going to happen to those people. And that is the death of our companions and ourselves. So thank you, everybody, for sticking around for this game, which actually took us longer to die than I thought. I thought I was going to die almost immediately, because why not? Well, we did almost immediately die because we did roll a nat 1 in the beginning, but I didn't know how that would play out, so how fitting that that would be what led us to the closet to where we'd be trapped for a death. Anyways, I have to sneeze suddenly. That has been Chronon Chamber. That has been written and created for us by Dennis, Taylor, Sphinx, and Jonas. I am excited for me to understand this a bit more. I did open with a nat 1. I well and truly did. That's when I immediately messaged you. Or I guess I didn't immediately message you that, but it was pretty close. Yeah, awful luck. Great times. So this has been Chronon Chamber, written by our friends. This is currently free on itch right now. And just because I did not understand some of the rules does not mean you won't, because I'm not great at solo games, but I am forcing myself to be better and learn more. Oops. I didn't mean to exclamation point itch. But with that, my name is On, also known as Aundawyn. I am director producer over here at RD5, and this has been the start of our solo TTRPG showcase, not slow case, showcase, which will be continuing to happen throughout the month. We will be playing the crit nominated solo TTRPGs for the next couple of games that will be coming out. So please keep an eye on our schedule for any games that you think would be fun, would be interesting. We're looking forward to doing that. And let me check real quick if we have any friends currently streaming to see if we can raid anybody. Let's see. Okay. we're gonna go over to Winter's Tales, where they are streaming right now. So stick with us until then, and we will see you all next time.